Okay, welcome back to Just an Introvert podcast. We're on, is it episode 5?
Yeah,
Oh
fifth
my
episode
gosh,
now.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm Amy,
And I'm Abbie.
and thank you for joining us for
Yeah.
another riveting uh, podcast episode. It's going to be
Yes,
fantastic. They're all fantastic,
they
right?
are. They are.
They are. So, how has your week been?
Oh, it's been good. I can't even think. Yeah, I feel like it's been good.
Yeah.
Busy and just normal mom life. Nothing too exciting. My son is
Yeah.
finally sleeping regularly, so that's
Yay, that's huge.
hopefully I don't say that and then,
You
tonight's gonna be
curse it?
horrible. Yeah. Randall
Not.
did that with random story here. Um, we were at my in-laws and he was telling his dad, like, oh yeah, there was a couple times that Jane, our older daughter, had pooped in the bath. And he's like,
Oh
yeah,
no.
thankfully Owen hasn't done that. Guess what Owen did like the following night? And as soon as he did, I just looked at Randall. I said, you know why he did this, right? And he's like, what? I'm like, do you remember telling your dad? So
Owen's
jinxes
like,
are real.
Owen's listening. He's like, hold my sippy cup.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that's my exciting thing for the week, but
That is very exciting. That's
uh,
huge.
yeah. What about you?
Good. Yeah, super busy. This time of
Yeah.
year is insane. Every year,
Yeah.
around this time, it's crazy for a bunch of different reasons. So we have a lot of birthdays in April. We have Easter, which we have a lot going on at church. So we're busy doing that. Niles is a tennis coach, and this is the thick of his season.
Yeah.
And then there's just a lot of end of the year school activities starting. And so work gets crazy. And yeah, so my
Yeah.
brain's just like, I'm trying to think. I think Alex's birthday was last week. Niles's
Hmm.
birthday is actually today.
Yes.
Turn the
Happy
big
birthday,
5-0.
Niles. Shout out. Whoop whoop.
So yeah. But yeah, just super busy
Yeah.
and um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I feel that
What
on
else
my
is new?
end from my husband, just him being a teacher. It's like that end of the year, just insanity. It's like it's that downhill slope, but it just picks up speed exponentially. And you're
Oh
just
my
like, oh my
gosh.
gosh, so many things going
Yeah.
on. So
Yep,
yeah.
it's a lot, but but
Oh,
but it's good. An end is in
yes.
sight. So
Yes. And a great natural segue here. Speaking of teachers and school, today
uh-huh.
is going to be all about school and our
Hmm.
experiences as introverts throughout our school careers and what that looked like. So that's what we're diving into today. As always, we're going to start with our would you rather and icebreaker. So I guess I'll start with my icebreaker.
Cool.
This is a less like traditional, I guess, like awkward icebreaker, and it was something
Uh-huh.
I saw on TikTok, and I'm like, okay, this will be fun. It's actually someone on TikTok called the Icebreaker Queen, and I'm like, maybe I need to
Oh,
follow her to get my icebreaker suggestions.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so hers was, if you could know the truth about one mystery, something that we just don't know, or you specifically don't know the truth about, what would it be? Like, it could be like a true crime, who killed this person, that person, like who built Stonehenge, and or something like paranormal. She was saying like, is time travel possible, or all these things. So just something, if you could just have one big answer, what would you want
Oh
to know?
man. Okay. I feel like a couple of murders that I really want to know. So the big ones in my mind, even though there's a lot of conspiracies, like JFK, I just want to know, was it one person? Was it a group? And I
Mm-hmm.
think the other one that sticks out to me is the John Benet Ramsey
Yes.
case. Those two just like people discuss it and go back and forth, but you never
Yeah.
come out with a real
It
definitive
just it
answer.
doesn't make sense. Like you can tell.
No.
That's how I feel about JFK. I'm like, okay, I feel like there's more to this and somebody knows, it's like, okay, are
Hmm.
they keeping a secret? Is it a conspiracy? But yeah,
Yeah.
no, those are definitely big
So those
ones.
would, how about you?
I am, gosh, I was like looking through the comments from this video trying to think of like, okay, what would be, I feel like it falls into true crime for me and it would fall into the Lacey Peterson case. That would be
Yes.
my,
Hmm.
because I feel, I don't know, my thoughts have changed since I've really gotten into knowing about that. And of course, we're both from Modesto, so that's like
Hmm.
crazy, like literally close to home. And I know like stuff is coming out recently with his trial or retrial or he's appealing or whatever, but no, I feel like there's more to that, and I don't know. I'm curious to see where that goes, but I would love to know
Yes,
the
I
truth
know.
behind all that.
I feel super connected to that when that case happened because at the time she was about the same age as me. She was a substitute teacher, which I was at the time.
Oh,
She was pregnant with her first child. I had just had Riley. Like I felt like an instant connection when I
yeah,
first heard about the missing person and yeah, so it's yeah, it's crazy.
yeah. Okay, this is random. Did you ever have any weird experiences when you were pregnant? Because I've heard one of the theories is like there was some people or group of people that were like targeting pregnant women. Like there's a couple
I heard
other
that
stories of
too.
pregnant women. So this is, I don't know if there was, but I'm like, I'm curious because in that area, it's like, you almost think, okay, what was actually happening? So I'm curious if you had anything weird happen.
No, not that I
Okay.
recall.
Yeah.
So that when I heard that later on,
Yeah.
but no, nothing,
Mm.
nothing for me.
This is turning into like, okay, can we solve
I
this?
know.
Transition into a true crime podcast.
Right, right.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I think that would be that and JFK were the two big ones that I thought about. Like
Yeah,
what or Princess Diana. I don't know. I feel like there's sketchy stuff there. I don't know. That could be
sure.
another
Oh
one that
yeah.
like,
There's like so
the,
many.
the
Yeah.
dots don't connect. Yeah.
This could be a whole podcast
Oh my
episode
gosh.
of this
Yes.
icebreaker
All of the
question.
yes. Oh
Totally.
gosh. Yeah. Okay,
That
cool.
was a good one.
Yeah, I like that. Like I said, I like the less awkward as much as like,
Yes.
true to icebreakers, but it is kind of fun to be like, oh, what is
Yeah.
something interesting? But all
Oh
right, you
yeah.
have the would you
Okay,
rather
would you
for
rather?
us?
So
Yes.
this is in reference to the show The Middle. I don't know if everybody's seen The Middle, but they're one of the kids on The Middle. His name is Brick, and he's kind of quirky. I think he's probably on the spectrum. And anyway, he has a couple quirks that he does. So one of them is he'll talk, and at the last word of every sentence, he'll put his head down and whisper it. So, like if he said, "I like dogs," he would go, "Dogs." So, would you rather whisper the last word you said in every sentence when you're talking to someone, or the other thing he'll do is he'll talk, and at the end of his sentence, he'll go, "Whoop."
Oh my
So would
gosh.
you rather whisper the last word or whoop at the end
I
of the
think
sentence?
I think I would rather whisper. I feel
Yeah.
like I talk to myself enough
Uh-huh.
that that'd be pretty easy to skate by. But yeah, I think I'd have to go with that. Yeah.
The whisper. I
Yeah.
think so too, because it doesn't draw as big of a like
Mhm.
it doesn't draw the attention as like
Yes.
you could whisper and kind of maybe be subtle about it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I just had to laugh when I saw that because I was thinking, which one would I go, well, that's the
Yeah, what
perfect
would be
would you
more?
rather.
Yes, that's
That's
awesome. Yeah, that's a good show. That's a fun one.
It's so good. It's the one I watch when I do the Bowflex a few times a week, and I
Okay.
always save a show for just doing that. And so that's the one
Yeah,
I'm on right now.
that's your
So
nice. That's good. Oh goodness. Okay. So much fun. I love the intros that we do. I
me
get so
too.
into
Me too. I
those.
look
It's such
forward
a
to
fun
them.
way to start. Okay,
Yeah.
so for our kind of our content of our episode, we're just going to start by kind of the overview of our personal school background. So tell me about the school or schools that you went to growing up and kind of what that was like.
So I went to a public school through from elementary through high school. I think I may have attended a preschool the year before kindergarten. I don't really remember it, but I think it was at a church that it was held at. So anyway, but yeah, so elementary, I went to Everett Elementary, and that was a pretty regular size school, public school. Then I went on to Roosevelt Junior High, and it was junior high, not middle school. That wasn't really a thing back when I went. It was just junior high, seventh and eighth grade. And that was a bigger school. There were only, I think, three in our district. So it's pretty big. And then I went on from there to Davis High School, which was and at the time there were only four high schools in our
Mhm.
town. And I think a fifth one was built during my high school career. But yeah, so they were big public schools. They were close to where I lived. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. I
Kind of
think
your,
my brother, Kirk, your dad,
yeah.
went to all three of those as well.
Yeah, that
So
sounds right. Yeah.
yeah,
So kind of
yeah.
just your typical whatever you were district you were
Typical.
in
Yep.
and yep, okay.
Yep. How about you?
Nice. Yeah. So I had the opposite. I went to small private Christian schools my whole life. I did trying to remember because we moved my dad obviously is from Modesto and then my mom's from the Central Coast. So we moved back and forth a few times when I was younger. So I did kindergarten over there in Atascadero, tiny little town. And yeah, I think I did kindergarten there and then we moved. I started first grade in Modesto at Big Valley. And because my dad worked there at the time, that's what brought us to Modesto at that point. Um, and yeah, it was very small, very like you knew everyone and everyone's family and siblings. And there was a huge group of our graduating class that had gone there since kindergarten. So it was like everyone knows everyone, which has its benefits, but kind of can be an introvert's nightmare at times. And we'll get into that. But yeah, so it was very small. My graduating class had like 52, I think, in high school, like just again, very small. People hear that and they're like, what? So yeah, very very different experiences, which is cool. We kind of have both ends of the spectrum there.
Hmm.
But yeah, what would you say was your favorite era or time frame of school? Like elementary school, middle school, high school? What stood out for you?
Um, I was thinking about this. I mean, I enjoyed elementary school. I didn't really have any problems there, but probably I would probably say high school just because that's when I met Niles and that's when I became in the band, and I have a lot of memories
Yeah.
from high school time. I don't think anybody likes their junior high era.
That's funny because that would be my favorite
Is that
was middle
your
school, junior high.
favorite? Okay, okay.
Absolutely. It's funny. I feel like elementary school, I was still kind of young and more on like the shy side of things. And I think
Uh-huh.
I maintained that for a while, but it's
Yeah.
different. Again, it's different in a small environment when you kind of know everyone.
Yeah.
High school, like really got into just like the drama of high school and the insecurities and all of that. And I
Hmm.
feel like middle school was a perfect, like, I was comfortable with myself and I didn't know that I wasn't cool yet. So I was just like living my life with my friends. So yeah, I
Okay.
feel like I just had a lot of fun. I have a lot of really positive memories of middle school. Not that I
Okay.
have like horrible ones of elementary or high school, but that just stands out to me as like a really fun, happy time of my
I
life.
can
So
see that. I can see
yeah,
how that would be a your favorite
yeah,
because of yeah, you just kind of don't you're not introduced to all the I mean not that there's not drama, but like you're really
right,
aware of it in high school
right.
and you're kind of yeah,
You
that
still
makes
kind of have a little
sense.
bit of that childhood innocence and yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So for me, it was just a perfect,
Okay.
kind of the perfect time. So yeah, yeah,
And do you remember moving so when you were just kindergarten in Atascadero?
yeah, yeah,
So do
just
you remember that
kindergarten.
move? Was that hard or
Not, not really. I don't feel like it was, because we stayed in those two towns. That was, I think because I was born in Modesto, then we moved to Atascadero, moved back. So we only moved twice, but we moved a lot, like houses in my life. So I was used to moving. It didn't really like bother me in the school. I mean, it was kindergarten and I was young, but
yeah.
like I vaguely remember being new in first grade, but I don't feel like I was the only one. And
Okay.
um I don't know if I feel like we knew some people because we lived in Modesto previously, so I don't remember that
Yeah.
being a huge like change or
Okay.
like really anything like that. So
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah,
That
yeah,
makes sense. I would think
yeah.
it would be easier when you're younger and a lot harder when
Yes.
you're
Yes. If it happened when I was
older,
older, that would have been
especially being an introvert and then having to go to
yes.
a new place. That
Reestablish.
would
Oh
be
yeah.
really hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah, so what was kind of your experience, things that you remember throughout school, just being an introvert and what that was like for you?
So I was trying to think back to elementary. The way desks and stuff were situated was in rows and you were separate. There was no like groups and things like that. So I think I preferred that. I mean, not that I knew any different, but now that I see that things have changed, I think I'm glad to have been in that arrangement because I could just kind of be kind of my own little entity.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think if I had any. kind of awkward experiences. No, I was trying to think with my friend group. I mean, I had a couple close friends. It's funny because my mom tells me in second grade, I don't know if she met with the teacher, it was a parent conference or something, and she was saying, yeah, Amy, that so many people will just follow Amy around on the recess playground and she doesn't even realize it. And I'm thinking, no, that just does not sound right. That's weird. Really? Like, I mean, was I
Mm,
just not aware?
yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, I just kind of had my little group of friends and um yeah, so I don't, like I said, I don't have a ton of real my memories are a little
yeah,
fuzzy from elementary school, but junior high was, I'm trying to think. Not, there wasn't a lot of kind of introvert extrovert stuff. I was the type that always tried to fit in.
yeah,
I wasn't comfortable like doing my own thing. I just kind of,
yeah,
just kind of what's everybody wearing? That's what I'm gonna wear.
yeah,
I just want to blend in. I think that was probably it. And then high school, um, I was really, once I got with the band, like I think I said in a previous episode, I just felt like that was my little family and I felt safe with them. And I think, and a lot of those friends were older than me. So when they graduated, that was hard. Then I felt like I was kind of on my own. Didn't have a lot of, because I didn't really connect with a lot of other people. I just stayed with my little group. And then once that group was gone, I was like, oh, I'm still here.
yeah. Like you found your
So
safe space and then it got kind of pulled out
yeah,
from under you and you're like,
yes.
and what? So you and Niles were how many grades
Two.
apart?
So
Two.
he was two
Yeah.
years older.
Yeah.
And I mean there was a few people, but I
Yeah.
just kind of kept my head down and did my own thing. Did what I needed to do. I wasn't like real active in, clubs or this and that. And I don't even think I was in the yearbook that much besides the band.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of kept to myself. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are things I'm just not like thinking of them,
Yeah.
but that just as an overall general
Yeah.
memory of being an introvert at school. That's just kind of my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
about you?
I feel like again, very different experiences, but being in such a smaller school and smaller groups, it was like you kind of knew everyone. So there wasn't the like, oh, I'm in this class and I don't know anyone and I'll just kind of be quiet. It's like, oh, you know everyone and the teacher and your parents are friends and like, oh, we see them on the weekend. And just that dynamic kind of avoided some of that awkwardness. But then it I think created for me times that I was overwhelmed, overstimulated, whatever it was, and I wanted that space to get away and I did not have it because it's like
Hmm.
there's nowhere to go. There's like no like physically the size of the high school is small, like it limited that a lot. So I think that was nice in some ways. And then like think about group projects, like again, a nightmare. But when it's with a group of people that you kind of know who's who, it's not as big of a deal. So I do remember that change going into college was a little different. The college I went to wasn't huge, but it was definitely a bigger environments than what I was
Hmm.
used to. But yeah, I think as like elementary school as a child, it was definitely more shyness that I noticed and kind of similar to what you said, like just wanting to blend in and not stand out. And I always think about that when people talk about like, oh, what's your most embarrassing moments as a kid? And I'm like, oh, I'm sure there's a ton, but I really think back and I'm like, I can't think of a lot of big things because I was so hesitant to do anything that would like ruffle any feathers or be noticed that I just like nothing like that ever happened.
When you don't put yourself out there, there's less
Right,
of chance of that kind of stuff happening.
right, right. Like I remember I did band for a hot minute. I
I
I
remember
think
that.
I played the flute because you played the flute.
Yeah, of
So
course.
obviously.
Obviously.
And like our quote band in this would have been like fifth, sixth grade was, let's see, there was probably like 10 to 12 students. Half of them were on percussion. I'm using a lot of quotes right now because it was a bunch of boys who wanted to be like drummers, like in a rock and roll band. So we had this row of like like they all had their own. It was just a hot mess. So not only was I the only flute player, I was the only woodwind instrument. So if there was like woodwind solo, it was just me.
Okay,
And it was awful. It was so awful.
that would be,
So I'm like, I would pretend like, oh, is that, oh, me? Oh, I missed it. Oops. Like I just wouldn't play it because I was so embarrassed to be like the only one. Like,
well,
okay,
that's a
and
lot of
Abbie's solo
pressure.
all the time. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So there were situations like that that you kind of got pushed to that and you're like, oh, awkward. But
Yes.
yeah, no, that was specifically a
Well,
rough.
and I was thinking, me being in a big place, it's easy to hide in a big
Yeah.
place. In
Yeah.
a small place, it is harder.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think I did tend to hang out with extroverted friends a lot. That was kind
Yes.
of an easier that was kind of my way of being able to stand in the background because I could
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like be in a group and know that other people were going to take charge and
Yeah.
what are we going to do this weekend and whose house we're hanging like I just kind of followed. But anytime like we would do stuff and it would involve like other, because everyone has like their school group and then like outside groups.
Mm-hmm.
That was always just so stressful for me. I remember hating like, okay, we're going to so and so's birthday party and it's going to be all these people I don't know. And I'm like, usually, okay, I'm here for this person's party, but they're going to be hanging out with everyone else. So like, who do I know that's going? Okay, if I don't know anyone that's going, I'm not going, it was those kind of dynamics when those
Yes.
bigger situations were brought in.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I mean, it sounds like after Niles had graduated, you were kind of like, halfway checked out anyways, but I just
Mm-hmm.
remember specifically graduating high school and there was like a graduation party at someone's house. We all went and I was kind of like hanging out doing my own thing and I was like, you know what? Like I'm done. I'm like gonna close this chapter. I didn't say goodbye to anyone. I just got in my car and I left.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the ending that I needed. It was just like, okay, like I think I'm done with this chapter. Like I'm
Yep.
good. I don't really keep in touch with a lot of people from high school other than just like, some basic social media, but it was so yeah, I just that was such a vivid memory for me. It was just being like, okay, I'm done with this and moving on. So, and I don't
Yeah.
know, like in college, I'm trying to think. I feel like I found my group of people and kind of did the same thing. Like I just stayed in my group and
Mm-hmm.
that was my safe spot and just kind of went through went through college the same way. So I think that has led to being an adult who has a hard time like developing friendships and making
Mm-hmm.
friends because it was always laid out in front of me. It's like, okay, you have this group of people to select and that's who you're hanging out with, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to like try to like, oh, I'm gonna have to introduce myself or find you just kind of have what you have. So
Yeah. I know.
yeah.
I was just thinking back to college too. I went to JC, which was local, and I actually connected with a couple of friends that I knew like they didn't even go to my elementary school. I think they went to church, the church I went to, and we just kind of reconnected. And once we did, those were the people I just hung out with those two
Yeah.
girls all the time. And then when it was time to go to Stan State, I actually I took a year off because I had gotten married. And so I was just taking night classes and working. And so it put me behind a little bit. And so when I went back to Stan State, they were, ahead
Yeah.
of me. And then I felt just kind of like on my own again. But, at that point, you
Yeah.
just kind of go, you show up, you go, and then you
Yeah.
you do your thing. And
Do what you gotta do. Yeah.
but yeah, I do the same thing when I find someone. I hung out with a lot of extroverted people. And then like this year is my 30th class reunion. And I'm getting all these like Facebook things about it. And it's funny because I'm like, okay, I would only go if there was someone who would let me hang out with them the
Yep.
entire time.
Yep.
I otherwise
No.
I have no interest.
No.
And I don't and other people like they want to socialize, so I don't expect them to. But like if I don't have that person to cling on to, and I don't know if it's people that Niles doesn't really know, like he goes fine in any situation, but that makes me feel awkward that he doesn't know people and
Yes.
I have to be the one. And so
Yes.
I don't know. I'm probably not gonna go. It's probably unpopular opinion, but
Oh,
I
no,
don't know. It's just
my
nah.
tenure just happened a year ago. And yeah, I was like, no, I have no intention of going. And Randall and I both graduated the same year, different
Uh-huh.
schools, but same year. So like he's getting all the texts around the same time and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so excited." And I'm like, nope, couldn't catch me there, like absolutely not. And
No.
when it was happening, well, the way they did it, this I tell everyone this. So they made an Instagram page for my class of 2013, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, perfect. I have everyone on Instagrams. I can see what they're doing. Check. That's I don't need to go. Like
You're
I've
like,
gotten what I
that's
needed.
totally,
Someone I
yep.
knew from high school had messaged me, was like,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, are you coming?" I was like, "Nope."
Nope.
She's like, "Oh, why not?" I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
right.
like I don't want to be there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're
Like,
you're
and
finally at an age where you can just
I
say
was just
that.
gonna
I don't
say I
want
felt
to
okay. Like I don't have a desire to do that. I'm so sorry.
go.
So
No.
and not even apologize because it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like, nope, I'm good. So it was nice to have the ability and confidence just to be like, no, thank you. But yeah, then Randall went to his and reconnected with a bunch of people. And now he's like, oh, yeah, I'm talking to so and so and went to, I'm like, okay, we are very different people. So,
Love that for him.
right. And I love that he didn't drag me to his because
Yes.
he's like, I'll just go by myself. I was like, perfect. I'm so glad that you feel good doing that.
That's totally how I feel about like if there's ever like a staff party or something, like plus one, bring your I'm like, no,
Yeah.
because I don't know. And then like when other people do, kind of selfish, but I'm like, why? Can it just be us that work together? I don't there's all these other spouses. I don't know
Oh,
them. Makes it
yes,
awkward. And I sound
totally.
like
No,
total.
I'm the same way. You're like, now it messed because you have to like plan for these things, right? You're like, okay,
Yeah.
who am I gonna
Ru
be with? And then something changes and you're like, this is not in
ruins the
my
groove.
plan.
Like
Yes.
this is kind of off the subject, but it's how I feel like if someone like invites me to lunch and I like, okay, I get that one-on-one time with them. I'm so excited. And they're like, hey, so and so is gonna join us. And I'm like, "Uh, okay. And then it totally changes it. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I know you're trying to be friendly,
Yes.
but I wanted that one-on-one time with you. So now it's not, I don't want to go
Oh my
anymore.
gosh. Yes. Like echoing everything that you're saying. Yes to all of that. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I
Uh,
feel like we kind of talked about this, but what if you had to put yourself in like a clique or a classic like stereotype of high school or junior high, whatever, where would you land?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was friends in junior high with some cheerleaders, but I wasn't a cheerleader. And then when we got to high school, and then I found the band, I found my group
Yep.
and I just saw them, flourish in their group and I thought I would not have fit in. I mean, I listened to classical music. I don't even know half the popular songs, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm listening to all these artists,
Yeah.
their full discographies, because I was
Catching up. Yeah.
literally listening to classical music and like who wants to hang out, but like people in band would understand, not that they all listen to it too, but like
Right.
there's just
Right.
more exposure to that kind of thing there. So I was definitely a band geek, but
Yeah.
there's levels of band geekiness, and I am not like when I went to JC, I decided to be in the band just one, I don't know if it was a year or semester. And I was like, okay, they're weird. And I feel like I can say that because I am a band
'Cause you
person, but I am not, there's different levels, and I am
True.
not to the real
True.
hardcore level.
True.
But yeah, I would definitely say I was just more just the band kid group.
Yes. Yes.
So how about
That's
you?
good. I don't know. I've always felt like I didn't fit into anything specific, but I also feel like the dynamics of my high school didn't have that because
Mm,
it's not like you have like the hardcore sports people. Like sports for us were
hmm.
like, hey, we only have 9 people on the basketball team. Can you please play so that we can scrimmage against each other? Like that's how you ended up doing sports. Or
That is
we have
hilarious.
one male role in the musical. Please, I don't want to have to dress up as a boy. Please be in the play. Like that was kind of how you ended up doing stuff. So
Oh, that is funny.
yeah, oh yeah. So I did some sports, but then I hurt I had like a knee/hip injury, so I only played like my freshman sophomore year, and then I did the musicals. All I
Mm-hmm.
did like the behind the scenes, the stage management stuff. So that was like I don't know. I feel like I dipped my toes in a lot of different places, and
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't. So I've always thought that like I don't know where I would have landed. I feel like I just kind of bounced around, but
Yeah.
also everyone kind of did everything. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
you're talking about musicals that made me think of in junior high. I thought, "Oh, I want to do drama. That sounds fun." So they had tryouts for this play, and I tried out. We went to the tryouts, and I tried out for the part. And I was like the last one to read for my part, and I think the teacher thought they were done. And I got up there, and I could see from her expression, like, oh, like she was like, okay, like one more. She was probably just wanting to get out of there. So that kind
oh,
of like made me feel bad. But
oh,
anyway, I read the part, and then like a couple days later when they had the who got the parts, I didn't get that main part or not the main part, but I didn't get the part I read for, but I
yeah,
was cast in like just the extra crowd. And I
oh,
was
yeah,
so like I was so mad because that teacher, like, because of her attitude and just like I
yes.
was an afterthought. I didn't even
Oh,
show up.
oh,
I went,
like they're
forget it.
not gonna miss me
I'm done.
anyways.
I'm
Oh
out.
no.
So
Yeah,
I
that
was
was I feel like every time because I was in the musicals in like junior high.
mhm.
And that I always loved. Like I had a lot of fun. But yeah, I'd always like try out for the main part. I'm like, who
Yeah.
like what do I think I'm doing? And then always was like extra or like townsperson or
Yes.
something like that. So oh, that's funny. And then when I helped out, because I helped out with the junior high musicals a few times in high school, and
Uh-huh.
I was always so overly sensitive. I'm like, okay, when we're sitting these tryouts, I am gonna look at you and smile at you and act like this is the best thing I've ever seen, even if it's terrible, because I don't want you to feel bad, because I'm like
Yeah.
trying to heal my inner junior high spirit. I'm like, you're great. So, oh,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
so I wanted to talk a little bit about just as a teacher, how I view introverts now in my classrooms. So I talked about how classes were like in rows and separate desks, and now it's all group and all, you just have to collaborate on everything. And just when I was in college, that was just the big thing. You got to be a group work. You got to, and it was exhausting. But I just did what I had to do. And now as a music teacher, like a lot of the a lot of it is, them participating and stuff. And so, my first instinct is to be like, everybody, you need to be participating. You need to stand up. But then I'm like, you know what? What if I was in this music class right now? How would I feel? And so I try to recognize those students that, are just a little like not as comfortable doing these choreographed fun songs. I have to, some kids like just don't want to do anything. And I have to be
Yeah,
like, no, you have to, participate. But I
yeah,
try to be sensitive to those and I don't push too hard on certain things. And I just try to really the way I design my lessons, I try to keep the introvert in mind because
yeah,
I just picture myself and how I would have reacted and how everything's just, collaborate and group and
yeah,
this is what you need to prepare for this in your jobs. And I'm like, okay, well,
yes,
not every single, I mean, yeah, you need to learn
right,
to work with people, but like not every job is going to be you working, in a group project and I don't know.
yeah,
I just got tired of all that.
yeah,
That's where I started feeling insecure and like something wrong with me. And I'm never I guess I gotta really try to be this way and it's really hard. And so
yeah,
anyway, that was just my little thought on, how I try to be as a teacher. I try to keep the
yeah.
introvert in mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's so true. Like being forced into those group projects, or I remember like forced public speaking. Like there was times where it was like, okay, you can do a presentation, or like there was even some stuff that it like forced that, like to the point where, okay, if you do a presentation, you get extra credit, or you can only get up to a B if you don't. And I'm like, I'll take the B. I'm not gonna do that. Like I will take
Hmm.
I remember one presentation I was so nervous about. This is horrible. Sorry, mom and dad. I knew that our computer did not have the updated Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. So I
Uh-huh.
would make it, bring it in on a flash drive. Like that's how we did things.
Yeah.
Plugged it in and like, oh my gosh, I don't know why it's not working. Totally knowing that that's what was going to
Oh,
happen.
that's
And I
hilarious.
got out of so many presentations that way because I'd just be like scrambling. And again, I'm so sorry to all my teachers that I blatantly lied to, but I would
That's
just,
big brain. I'm proud
I
of
was
that.
like,
That's
oh, and of course, I'm like, I'm the teacher's kid. They know my parents. Like, they're not going to think. So I feel like I slid by on a lot of things that way.
Hey, well,
But
you're
yeah,
just trying to survive that,
yeah, I was like,
not doing that and trying to
no.
find, yeah, no, I don't blame you.
There's some
Public
teachers that
speaking.
I would just be like, nope, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
public speaking was the worst. I had to take
no.
one speech class and luckily I was with my two friends that I met, so that made
Yeah.
it a little more tolerable. But I remember we had one
Yes.
uh project where we had to be like an argumentative
Oh,
and we had to, one person had to present, they could time to prepare their argument, and then the second person had to just do like on the cuff rebuttal. And I remember being paired with my friend and being like, she was like, I'll do the on the cuff. I'm like, thank you.
thank
None of us
God.
wanted to, but she said that. I'm like, okay,
Yes.
it's all
Yeah.
yours.
The extroverts that saved us when they're like, oh, I'll do whatever. And you're like,
uh,
thank you. I didn't want to do it. And you're,
oh yeah,
yeah,
no, would have been awful.
splitting
So
up. Oh, oof. Yeah, the worst. Okay, so another thought that kind of popped in my head when you were talking was like what would you want to tell a teacher, and not like a specific teacher, but what would you want your teachers to know about having introverted students? Like what would be the important things you'd want to tell them?
I would tell them, don't put everybody on the spot to answer things all the time. That's like terrifying. Give us time to like think about it. Not so many group projects. Now, I know I'm not trying to say, leave us all in seclusion. I know in the real world you have to be able to interact with people and stuff, but recognize that not everybody is working in group projects all the time and in that setting, and recognize the introverts that work better in quiet spaces, and I kind of honor that and do more activities. Don't give more choice of activities, maybe, or ways to get complete things other than always group discussions. And I don't know, I just felt like it was just full of that, especially in college. Um, yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
what I would gear toward telling them.
Yeah, yeah, I would say the same thing, and especially like um I guess not rewarding social behavior, if that makes sense, and not making
Mm,
that like the incentive and like,
mm-hmm.
oh, oh, you spoke up in class, you get an extra whatever. And it's like, yes, sometimes that's not cooperating, sometimes that's, intentional but
Yeah.
sometimes that's just a comfort level. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
this forced, like you have to, be on the spot and perform and public speak or whatever. And that's just absolutely terrifying. And I would probably do a lot better job and learn more and learn better independently. And
Yes.
that's okay. And like you said, not every job, there's definitely, I think, parts to most jobs that require independence and parts to jobs that require cooperation. And so having that balance, and if you're going to reward on one side, reward on the other side too. So just kind of evening out that playing field and um again, not rewarding, not adding to that feeling of like something is wrong with me because I'm introverted, and not adding to that like, oh, this is the goal and this is what we should be doing and we should be extroverted and outgoing and all these things, but just let it be who we are. So,
Yeah, and I
yeah.
think also the whole it's not the sage on the stage. You need to be the guide on the side. It's like, well, no, you kind of do need to be the sage on the stage sometimes because you're the expert. And I'm not saying you stand up there and I am right and you have no opinions. Obviously, you want kids to kind of come up with things, but you need to not just be off the side and be like, okay, you guys figured out, you'd work together. Like there can be a balance for that
Yeah.
too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like how the rewarding thing, because yeah, we
Yes.
do tend to reward for
Yes.
certain behaviors, and it's like, well, yeah, then that just puts people on the spot, and
Yeah.
it's just not everybody's comfort level, and it doesn't mean they don't have stuff to offer, but
Right.
it just shows that there's only one avenue. And that's just kind of always how I felt in school is there's you got to get on this track because we all need to be, you all need to be leaders. Well,
Mhm.
if everybody's a leader, who's going to follow them?
Right. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that I think
Yeah.
we're kind of
On that,
same
on that
wavelength
same.
on that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
And
yeah,
probably
as
had
a
a,
teacher, I really try to just keep the introvert in mind when I'm doing my things. Now, obviously, I do have to push kids sometimes to do things, but even with me leading the musical in the different parts, I just make sure to um, you know, honor the kids. I offer parts, but they're different. Like some are a little like not, some are lines, but some are playing with a group of people that maybe is more of their comfort level. And so kind of letting them decide and be in charge of what they want to do instead of kind of saying, well, you really want to be the speaker and you really want to be putting yourself out there, I
yeah.
kind of let them
Yeah.
fall into place where they need to. And then some, like I haven't witnessed it or dealt with this too much because this was just my first year there, but there might be some that absolutely don't want to do any part. And so even like, okay, maybe you could do some helping on the stage, maybe behind the scenes stuff,
Yeah.
to include them, but still make sure that they aren't being forced to do
Yeah.
something they don't want to do. So,
Yeah, I think that was something that was actually a really positive thing that my school did was I feel like it like my specifically my experience in like plays and musicals was when, I was unnamed chorus member or number 5 or whatever, we were allowed to like, come up with your own personality and like kind of even though it's not in the script, just like do your thing. And I remember that was some of my favorite experiences was it was 6th grade, I think, we did Alice in Wonderland, and there's a group of us that were the flowers,
uh-huh.
and I have to find this picture because, oh man, we had some costumes going on, but,
That's amazing.
we basically sat on the corner of the stage the whole time. It was the flowers that were all, like, judgy and made Alice feel bad, and
Uh-huh.
so we had our little setup, and during the whole performance, we were just in the background, like pretending our own world was going on. And I had so much fun doing that because I'm like, I'm not the center of attention. Because again, I'm
Yes.
like trying out for the main character. Well, I don't want that. Why am I doing that? But I got to just be in my own space, do my
Mm-hmm.
thing, have fun, and that was always the best. So, kind of creating those avenues. And when I had, gotten injured in high school, like I was still involved with sports and I still like helped with the coaching and like that end of things. And that was so like realizing this is a lot more fun than being out,
Mm-hmm.
on the court and trying to like the pressure of, but just like, hey, I get to be involved, but I don't have to be in the spotlight. Like accommodating for that. That was definitely a big positive for me.
Well, yeah, and I like how you said the main character. I feel like everybody we're taught you always want to you want to try out for the main character. This is the part where all these other parts are very fulfilling
Yeah.
for the different types of people, and they don't all necessarily. But you need everyone to make the thing work. You can't
Right.
just have one main
Right.
character and then nobody support behind it. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
and I'm very thankful for those people who want to be the main character because takes the pressure
Yes.
off of those of us who are
Yes. We
happy to
love
sit
the
back.
main characters in our life. They
Yes,
help a lot.
they
Oh
do
man.
for sure.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Well, cool. That was a fun kind of little side. I know we'd
yeah.
mentioned a lot of school related things, but I thought let's do one that's just school in general. So that was cool. I
No,
I
that was
enjoyed
good. And I
that.
feel like I was thinking of more things as we were talking. It's funny because people are
Yes.
like, tell me about a memory. And I'm like, and I feel like, but the more I kind of am talking, and then all of a sudden things start stirring up, and I'm like, oh,
Yes.
this and this. And
Yeah.
then I end up like, oversharing. And like I said,
As we
introverts,
do.
yeah, they either like is nothing
All
or
or nothing.
blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, I didn't need to know that many
Exactly.
details.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Uh,
so our next little part was Amy's genius idea. If you saw on our social media, well, if you're in the world in general, you saw that Taylor Swift put out a new album. I am a huge Swiftie. I am very excited. It's been all I've been listening to for like days.
And I'm
Um,
and I'm a Swifty adjacent. I'm
yes.
very excited for my Swifty friends. I may not be as passionate as they are, but having fun watching them having fun.
Yes, yes. So, in lieu of that, we made our own versions of the album cover, which was hilarious. But then Amy was like, "Okay, what if when we post that, we ask people to come up with their version, like what song would you put on our album?" Which her album is called the Tortured Poets Department. So we're like, okay, we're the Tortured Introverts Department. And so kind of our play on that. So I know, did you say you had some from like your family? Because I know I have the ones that we that got posted, but
Yes,
did you have other
yes.
ones? Okay, let me
So,
read the ones that were on because you
so
have,
so you're reading the ones on our post,
yeah, the
right?
Instagram ones,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Because you have ones outside of that, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Cool. Okay, so shout out to our, shall I say, our internet friend.
Yes,
That's always how
okay, so
I can
it's funny
describe.
because on the podcast Fun Sexy Bible Time, she's good friends with them as well, and they call her Canada Laura. So Laura, tell us, can we call you Canada Laura on here, or is there something else you want to go by? But whenever I think of you, I think of you as Canada Laura.
That's so funny. I always will say, Laura, I know her through my dad and through Twitter. Anytime I reference, I'm like, I know these people, but I don't know them. It's weird, but it's fine. They're amazing. So
Yes.
she put like a ton on there and they are so well done. I was so happy with this. Okay. So her song titles were How Did It End? Because I left early.
That's so great.
I need to leave this party. It's killing me. The smallest small talk that ever was. Home, just that by itself, which
Amazing.
yes. And then I can do it with noise canceling headphones.
Like this is Grammy winning stuff.
I know, I
I feel
know.
like we gotta start writing some lyrics for
Oh my
these.
gosh,
How
so
did it
much
end? Because
potential.
I left early. That's yes. Please tell me what happened because I had to get out of there.
Exactly. Oh, yes.
Oh,
So good. Okay, so tell me the other ones that
okay.
you have there too.
Okay. And then Alex put alone at a party. And I feel this. I feel this deeply because if I don't
Yes.
have someone to be with, I truly feel alone.
Yes.
And then his girlfriend Holly, shout out to Holly, her song title was Elevators. That's it, Elevators.
Says it all
Because
right
you
there.
never know what you're going to walk into when you get
No.
into an elevator. Am I going to be
No.
alone? Is there going to be anybody weird? We're going to be in close proximity. What if it shuts down? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's always a
Yeah.
risk.
Always. Always. You're
So
never safe. Oh my gosh, those are so good.
those were great. Yeah.
Yes. I had a few. I was trying to think of some because, again, as I'm like constantly listening to this
Yes.
album, the few that I had were the one that stuck out was there's a song called The Black Dog. And I feel
Uh-huh.
like it could be the dog at the party
I was
because
just gonna say the
that is your safe spot at parties is find the dog or find the food. If they're both in the same spot in a separate room,
yes.
good Wi-Fi, you're set. Like I'm good.
Yes.
That's where I'm parking at the whole party. So,
Or if there's people like talking gossip and you're near a food table and you can eat while you're listening to the gossip
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
petting a dog. Okay, that's like the perfect
Trifecta.
party. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. So good. I love it. We
Yes.
definitely had fun taking those pictures and
Oh,
getting all those responses. That
so
was
fun.
and that was like a very non-introvert moment of us. So we over the weekend, we have a lot of family birthdays in April. So we did our whole family met up at a park and so you had mentioned like, oh, taking the pictures. So we're like everyone's like playing, the kids are playing on the playground. There's cornhole, people are talking, eating, and Amy and I are like standing by the tree. She's doing the pose. I'm laying on the ground. Again, when two introverts are comfortable, we like become a different version. It's like, what is happening that we're in public? Like, here, let's take these random pictures. It's so
And
great.
I knocked a table over of food to get the perfect shot too.
She did. She
So
did.
made it more awkward,
Worth
but
it, but it was worth it.
it was totally worth it. I know I was Riley was saying she's like, those look like really like model, like really professional. She was really impressed. And I'm like,
Okay.
so
Sweet. A young person thinks we're cool. I'm
ex yep. You know what?
so proud.
I love that
And
when
after you posted them, I went in and tagged Taylor Swift just at the off chance,
that was a good idea. I know she's going to see it and she's going to hear our
obviously.
song titles and she's going
Yes.
to write an album for us. So,
Yes. I don't
know,
know if she's an introvert or an extrovert, but Taylor, you are welcome on our podcast
totally.
anytime.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that was fun. Okay.
Uh,
So now brings us to the end of our episode with our awkward moments and recommendations. Let's start with our awkward moments. What do you have, Amy?
okay, so this is kind of dumb. And I don't know if other people think this, but so last week I went to our grocery store. They sell sandwiches, and it was my son's birthday, so I bought him one. And I was with my mom. I bought her one. I bought myself one, and came home. And then Riley came home like I don't know, half hour later, and she was like, "Oh, I kind of want a sandwich, but it's okay. You don't have to go." I go, "No, I'll go." And then I was like, "Oh, what do I say? I was just there. But do I say something like I'm back, or do I just?" And Riley's like, "Just go. Just don't say anything." I'm like, "Okay," but that's what I'm thinking about the whole time. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like I'm allowed to go back to the store and get another sandwich, but the whole time I'm like, "Well, is this gonna be
What are they
weird?
gonna
What's she gonna
think?
say? Is she gonna wonder why I'm back so soon?" So I went, "Okay, I'm just overthinking this. Just go in, just order your sandwich." So I put the order in, and the lady, she's busy
No.
making sandwiches. She looks up, she goes, "Oh, didn't I just make you a
Oh
sandwich?"
no.
I'm
No.
like, yeah. And so then I feel like instead of I just going like a normal person, yeah, you did. I have to explain, well, my daughter just came home and she wanted a sandwich. And I'm sure that lady could have cared less. Like, why am I telling her this 20-minute story of why I'm back? So
I think the
anyway,
moral of that is your awkward moments happen in grocery stores, so you need to stop going to the
yes,
grocery store.
seriously, I know this is what
Not a
happens.
not a good place for you
This is
since
why I
you've been
order my
doing pickup.
groceries
Uh-huh.
and pick up. Why am I walking
Right.
in?
Right.
Yep, you're right. There's a theme going on here.
That's the problem. It's the dang grocery stores.
All
Oh
right, what
man.
about you?
So there's a indoor playground here in Stockton where I'll take my kids to. It's great. We have like a monthly membership. We go and it's just a wonderful, easy, somewhere to go with kids, get out of the house. And um for like, I guess it's for cleanliness or whatever, you just have to wear socks. So of course I brought the kids socks, but I get there and I'm like, shoot, I didn't bring my own. So I'm like, hey, like, do you guys have socks or whatever? She's like, oh yeah, you can buy a pair for $1. And I was like, perfect. I'll keep them in my car if I ever forget socks again. So, you set all your stuff in like cubbies. So I have like the diaper bag and my purse and our shoes are all like tucked in a cubby and we go to check in at a different spot. I had my phone on me and she's like, "Oh, it's $1." And I was like, "Oh, do you guys use Apple Pay?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Because I'm like, I have my phone. Um, I somewhat notoriously cannot use Apple. Like I don't know how to do it. My sister teases me because that's all she uses. Like she doesn't bring her card with her, but I'm like, I don't know. I feel so out of the loop. So I was like, oh yeah, like pulling up my phone in this moment, realizing I don't know how to do this. So instead of just being like, oh, let me just grab my card, never mind. I'm standing there like fumbling through my phone, like, oh, sorry, like the Wi-Fi is weird. I don't like trying to come up with excuses to figure out why. I was just like, oh, this is so embarrassing. So I was like, oh, never, I'm just gonna go grab my card. Sorry. And like should have just gotten my card from the beginning, but no, I had to like fumble through even like tapping my card to pay. I get tentative because I'm like, I would rather go the old school way with the chip than tap it. And like, what if it doesn't have a thing? And then I'm tapping it and I look like an idiot, or there's a certain spot. My husband teases me for that. I'm like, I'm just way behind the times with any of this, and I'll figure it out one day, maybe. But no,
We
it
need to get you
was,
up to speed because I'm like Hannah. I only use Apple Pay, and then when I get to a place where they ask for a card, I'm like, oh, I gotta get my wallet out, and then I'm like, it just throws me for a loop. I'm like, I,
oh,
I can't just tap my phone.
see, I thought this through when last week you talked about it was the would you rather with the checks. And
Oh
I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
something on TikTok, I think it was where it showed like a mom and a daughter and it was like, throwback to the 90s where the daughter's like, "Mom, stop using checks at the grocery store. It's embarrassing. Just use your credit card." She's like, "I don't know how to." And then it like fast forwards to now and it's the girl grown up and now her daughter's like, "Mom, don't use your card. That's embarrassing. Just use Apple Pay." I'm like, that's me right there.
You're
Don't
like,
know how to do it.
here I
So, and I
am.
still don't. Okay, the thing is I couldn't, oh God, I sound so old. Like, where is it on your phone? Do you just
You-
tap it and it shows up?
So you click the right button, double click it, and it
Oh my
pulls up your
gosh.
Apple Wallet.
Let's see. Because I accidentally see it all the time. Oh, there it is. Cool.
And then you can add your cards in there, and then you can choose which card. It's really magical once you learn it.
Oh, well, maybe someone else listening needed to learn how to do that.
There
Okay.
you go.
I know how to do it. Will I do it again? Couldn't tell you, but
And then if you want to even level up, you can do it with your watch.
I've seen people do that, like in the drive-through and stuff,
Hmm.
just like Starbucks throwing their arm out there. But
I've only done it a few times.
oof,
I haven't done. I mostly do it with the phone, but I need to
yeah.
level up and just do the watch. Pretty
Oh,
soon,
baby steps, man. I'm
pretty
like,
soon
oh,
we'll have like computer chips in our skin. So no, I'm just kidding.
hey, whatever are the next generation. It was checks, now it's Apple Pay,
I
or
mean,
checks to cards,
right?
cards to Apple Pay. What's it going to be next?
Exactly. Exactly.
Man, oh
That's funny.
gosh. All right. And what's your recommendation for the week?
Okay, so my recommendation is a soda, or maybe I
Oh,
don't know if ginger ale is a soda, but so I found the other day at the grocery store Canada Dry Fruit Splash Cherry Ginger Ale, and it was zero sugar. So I thought I'll try it because I'm drinking zero sugar
yeah.
sodas, and I always like to try different ones.
Yeah.
It is so good. Oh my goodness, it is delicious.
How,
Um,
because I do not like ginger ale. Is it
mhm.
ginger ale? Do you have to like
You
ginger ale to like it?
you can't even tell it's ginger ale. Like it just tastes like a, a bubbly fruit punch, like a fruit punch.
Hmm. Okay, I
And
might have
I
to
don't
try that.
think, I mean, I know I'm probably used to the zero sugar, but I don't
Yeah.
even think it tastes very like, zero
Artificial or
sugary.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think there's like 5 calories a can, but
Hmm.
it is really good. And it's not, I don't think the ginger ale, I don't think you can really tell
Okay.
uh the taste of the actual ginger ale,
Yeah.
but it is so good. Like it's my new
Hmm.
thing. And so
Might
now
have
I'm
to.
like, every time I'm at Rayleigh's or ordering from Rayleigh's, I gotta have that. And it's
Nice.
really good. So that's my
Okay.
recommendation.
Nice.
How about you?
Very cool. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I won't. We'll
Yeah.
see. But it's what it is ginger ale. I don't like ginger ale. I don't like savory ginger, but I like gingerbread and ginger snaps. So I don't know
Hmm.
what the like separation is, but ginger ale just
Yeah,
doesn't
honestly,
do
I
it
am
for me.
not a ginger fan at all, but for some reason I don't mind ginger ale.
So interesting. Okay. So I posted something on Twitter a few days ago about a journal that I use, and I got a
Hmm.
couple people that were like, "Oh, what is that?" So I actually have it for people who look at our little videos here. It's so pretty. The
Ooh.
brand is Silk and Sonder. I
Uh-huh.
think I saw it on Instagram or TikTok or something, but I've always kind of done some level of journaling. And what I really like about these journals, there's like tons of pages of options. I mainly use like there's a few pages in the middle that I focus on. It's like habit tracking and mood tracking and sleep tracking and things like that. Which I really like doing. I feel like it's like end of the day, it's kind of part of my routine. I jot down like where my moods were at and like certain habits like my water drinking, my movement,
Hmm.
my, different things that I'm trying to get into a better habit of. It's nice because I can just go in, check off. It's not like a yes, I did it, no, I didn't, but I do it as like, okay, with water, like how much did I drink today? Not like, did I meet my goal? So I feel like it's a really neutral way to just put the information in and having all of those like, hey, how's my sleep and how is that affecting my moods? And I really like the setup of it. And they're so pretty and
That's
it's like a
cool.
monthly, you can do it monthly, quarterly, or yearly. I just do monthly,
Hmm.
but they send them to you every month and I've got my fun pretty pens and that's how I end my nights. So
That's
I've
cool. And it's a nice
yeah,
little visual representation of
yes.
um your what
Like your
your
progress
yeah, your
and yeah.
progress, and I like that. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah. And they have a lot of like they have a whole calendar. I mostly use like my phone for my calendar. But I do like write down some stuff on the physical calendar. They usually have like a recipe in there and like a coloring page spot, and they have a couple other little things that will rotate through. But yeah, that's one of the things I've been using for a while. So thought I'd
Love that.
shout them out. Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Well,
All right. Well, thanks again, guys, for getting through another episode with us. I always feel like our introductions and our endings are like, we're terrible, but thanks for listening
awkward.
anyway. It is. Oh my gosh. It's like the awkward introvert goodbye, but just
Yes.
recorded. It's like, okay, we need to just
Like, okay.
and break.
Yeah, I know I was listening to myself on some of my TikToks and I say like 400 times. I think
Yes.
because I'm afraid of any kind of silence, like
Yes.
pausing to talk. And so
Yep.
I'm trying to think of that, but now I'm going to sound awkward because it looks like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not trying to say,
Mm-hmm. Especially
but
if you do the captions. I always do captions on my TikToks, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden I'm sick, like visually seeing all the ums and I'm like, oh, this is embarrassing. So,
yeah, yeah.
oh, yes, the joys. But
But yeah,
again, thanks for,
we're so
yeah,
happy for you, for our listeners,
yeah,
to keep listening. And yeah, if you haven't rated our show yet and you want to
yes,
do a little 5-star rating, that just helps us become a little more visible.
yes.
Um, on
It helps other
whatever.
people hear about it. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So I know we're on Spotify, we're on Apple. I think we're on Amazon Music. It shoots it out to a few other places. And we've both talked about maybe doing YouTube and getting maybe the videos on there, but
Yeah.
that might be a summer project when I'm done with school
Yes.
and have a little more time to kind of fiddle around with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so but this
Cool.
is we're having a lot of fun and we hope you
Yeah.
are having fun listening along with us. And again, if you ever have any questions or comments or anything, reach out to us. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. You can email us, just
However you want to get
shout
a
us
hold of
out.
us,
Is
we're
there a
here.
topic you want
Or to the
to
many people who
cover?
know us, you can text us because I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of our friends and family listen. So you know us, you can talk
Exactly.
to us.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Shoot us
All
a text
right.
or whatever. So yeah.
Yep.
So thank you once again, and
Yeah.
we
Have a
will,
great week, guys.
yeah,
We'll
we'll
see
see
you
you next
next
time.
time.